so I am ever vigilant, always watching, like Sam Cedar overlooking Michael Brooks, just always there overlooking his shoulder. So interesting story comes out today or yesterday, I think it came out, that somebody that's a friend of the show got in trouble with giving an opinion on. And because I think it's somewhat treacherous ground, even though the ground that she brought up, you know, potentially she has a point. So the news that came out, Kamala Harris has apparently was having an affair with a man 31 years her senior. Now, the man that she was having an affair with was powerful San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown. Now, he wasn't mayor at the time. He was Speaker of the Assembly, but still, he was pretty powerful from the standpoint of Democratic circles. Now, this wouldn't be any of my business under normal circumstances. If Kamala Harris is having a sexual affair with somebody, it is the business of Kamala Harris, the wife, and the person she's having an affair with. It sounds like it was somewhat of an open relationship, so I can't necessarily call it cheating because, if you guys come to agreements on what it is, there's no issue here. The reason why this comes up, the reason why I bring this up, and the reason why I'm speaking in somewhat of a condemnatory tone is because it sounds like Willie Brown appointed her to positions based on this relationship. Like, essentially, Kamala Harris was appointed to two positions, lucrative positions, just out of law school. And in addition to that, he assisted her political career, helping her to outrace her opponent. Now, again, I don't care about the fact that they were having a relationship. I don't even care about the assistance in the political space, meaning him using his girlfriend or helping his girlfriend to raise more money than somebody else by giving his girlfriend the stamp of approval. I don't necessarily like it, but fair enough, it's politics. People can try to raise money and they can fight and everything else. My issue is more so with the positions that she was appointed to. And just so we can nail the story down, and I'm going to ask a question. I don't know why I'm fascinated with this story. It's not because it's a woman. If this was a man, the story would be recounted in almost exactly the same way. Ultimately, this young man was, sleeping with this older woman, and there were favors, there were gifted, or there were benefits that came out of the context of the relationship. Not saying she wasn't qualified, not saying she couldn't do the job, not saying she didn't do a good job, not saying she wasn't intellectually there enough to be able to do what she was given the reins to do. But let's be honest. Let's be very honest. You're in a relationship with somebody, and it's just so happened the person who they appoint to a position that the person they appoint to the position in a public space, a space that, other people were probably vying for that particular position, he was sleeping with, that wasn't his wife. And apparently this happened twice. And you can argue it happened 3 times in the sense of giving the stamp of approval in politics. Let's take a look at this part. Brown admits this in his own article, so it's not, this is not something that's conjecture. Willie Brown admits he boosted Kamala Harris's career. Influential California Democrat had extramarital relationship with Harris in 1990s. I suppose they're not saying cheated because technically it wasn't cheating if the wife was on board. Former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown broke silence about the relationship with Democratic Senator Kamala Harris on Saturday, admitting in the weekly column that he used his powerful post to boost her young career when they dated. Brown, who was openly in an extramarital relationship with Harris when he was Speaker of California State Assembly and running for mayor, has avoided commenting on this relationship with Harris since she announced her run for president a week ago. Harris has also managed to avoid addressing the role that Brown played early stages in her political career. I bet she has. And you can kind of understand why. It's one thing for men to get a leg up by a powerful woman in a position, but women, with all of the tropes and all this other stuff of a woman sleeping her way to the top, the last thing she wants, particularly for a woman that may be competent, may be completely intellectually there and had the ability to do the position and do the job, is for people to believe that she somehow slept her way to the top in order to get to where she is. I can understand why she would take issue with that. the society itself kind of has a point of view about that, or there's a stereotype associated with it that I can imagine people will push back against. This is no different than African Americans pushing back against stereotypes of intellectual inferiority or anybody else. Anybody will have some, good reason to feel some kind of way about that type of conversation. But let's be honest. Not saying she was sleeping her way to the top. She got to her senator career and all that other stuff. But her relationship provided benefits. Just saying. Again, whether this was a man and a woman, if the roles were reversed, the same thing would be true. If I slept with if I slept with Nancy Pelosi, and Nancy Pelosi then appointed me to some position in her administration where I'm getting paid $95,000 a year, yes, I may have an attraction to Pelosi. Yes, I may be perfectly okay with this relationship, meaning I'm not getting into the relationship just for political favors. But let's be very clear that there were political favors that were imparted because of the relationship. In San Francisco Weekly column, however, Brown referred to it as the elephant in the room and acknowledged that he used his position to help her career. I've been peppered with calls from national media about my relationship with Kamala Harris, most of which I have not returned, Brown wrote. Yes, we dated. Brown goes on to address the fact that he appointed Harris, who was just a few years out of law school and working in Alameda County District Attorney's Office, to 2 well-paid posts on the California State Commissions, and later helped her first election. Yes, I may have influenced her career by appointing her to 2 state commissions when I was Assembly Speaker, he writes, and it certainly helped her with her first race to district attorney in San Francisco. The 2 reportedly broke up in December 1995, just before he became mayor, but he remained a political ally. Brown is credited for connecting Kamala Harris with donors who boosted her success in 2004 campaign for San Francisco district attorney, during which he outraised the incumbent opponent. The Los Angeles Times reported this week that Brown's slap of approval, that's a weird way to put it. Usually they say stamp. Am I reading that wrong? Okay, maybe that does say stamp. It just sounded weird. Slap of approval. Stamp of approval was crucial in raising money for the San Francisco establishment. The 2 positions appointed to Harris on Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board and California Medical Assistance Commission paid handsomely. San Francisco Weekly reported back in 2003 that the 2 positions earned more than $400,000 over 5 years. Wow. Harris defended her decision to take the post Brown got for her in 2003 interview in San Francisco Weekly, despite her lack of experience. Whether you agree or disagree with the system, I did the work, she said. I brought a level of life, knowledge, and common sense to the jobs. What does that mean? Whether you agree or disagree with the system, I did the work. I understand from the standpoint of, look, I got these positions, and if you disagree with the way I got the positions, fair enough. Fair enough. Willie Brown, this guy, appointed me, Kamala Harris, to those positions. And whether you agree or disagree with it, I did the work of the positions. Now, this is kind of my point, and this is why I say it doesn't impinge on competence or anything. I just want people to be honest, and this is not, a euphemism for every person that's in politics or every woman that's in politics. I just want to be very clear for this very specific one that there were political favors that were given based on the context of the relationship. And to some degree, she almost admits it, whether you agree or disagree with the system, I did the work. Look, however I got here, I am here and I'm doing the job. And she would say I brought a certain degree of competence to the job. Fair enough. But there's something wrong when somebody appoints their girlfriend to the job. That's my only issue with this. Kamala Harris can sleep with whoever she wants. It's none of my business. I don't care. Same thing with Willie Brown. Willie Brown can have a series of girlfriends. I don't care. It's none of my business. People can have whatever relationships they want. I'm even sketchy on the marriage thing, even though I've been to societal conventions that go with marriage. I guess I'm making one basic point. Using your position to appoint your girlfriend to a particular political position is gross and problematic and is a major breach from the standpoint of public trust. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, I don't care. Just don't be a hypocrite and hurt others. Robert Pouquet Ray. What is this, a him too movement? No, it's not a him too movement. Just being honest. They don't keep giving you promotions for nothing. 2-Bit Rasmussen. Well, just so we're clear, my belief in this, or my belief in this, is just what's being recounted here. Kamala Harris was in a relationship with a 31-year younger, older man. Fair enough, is what it is. That person who she was in a relationship with just so happened to be a powerful political figure in San Francisco, Speaker of the State Assembly in California. Fair enough. In that position, he was able to essentially assist her in reaching other political positions. That all the incentives in the world, from the standpoint of, this is my girlfriend, I'm going to help her out because I like who she is and I like her. Well, anybody would do that. Anybody in the political space would do it. Not anybody. That's not true. That's not fair. But you can understand why somebody who would be close to somebody else may grant them political favors, which is essentially what took place. All of her success and everything else after that gives some level of credence to him having some belief in her competence and everything else. So fair enough. But people are going to have feelings about this story, and they're not going to want to deal with the story honestly. And the honest part